She's always a step above anyone else I've ever met. Yeah, I just can't get enough. The way that she shines blows my mind. She's everything I've ever dreamed of. So I'm gonna take every chance that I get just to tell her how I feel. Hey there, cowboy, what you waiting for? Take your cowgirl out on that floor, spin her around, turn her upside down till she can't take it no more. Hey cowboy, tell her she looks good, that she's the hottest girl in this world, the prettiest thing you've ever laid eyes on. Hey there, cowboy, show her off. That smile, yeah, she lights up every room. No one can compare. It's hard not to stare. She makes my four-wheel mud tires turn. I'm stuck on her. She's the one. I just can't look away. I'm so damn proud. I wanna shout it out loud. I love her more every day. So I'm gonna take every chance that I get just to tell her how I feel. Hey there, cowboy, what you waiting for? Take your cowgirl out on that floor, spin her around, turn her upside down till she can't take it no more. Hey cowboy, tell her she looks good, that she's the hottest girl in this world, the prettiest thing you've ever laid eyes on. Hey there, cowboy, hey cowboy, what you waiting for? Take your sweetheart out on that floor, spin her around, turn her upside down till she can't take it no more. Hey cowboy, tell her she looks good, she's the hottest thing in this world, the prettiest thing you've ever laid eyes on. Hey there, cowboy, she's the prettiest girl you've ever laid eyes on. Hey there, cowboy, show her off. Show her off. Show her off. Show her off. Hey cowboy, show her
All right, let's start out with a humongous shout out to all the moms out there.
Yes, happy Mom's Day to every single mom on the planet. And, some love from Kins and Clomp Live to all moms out there tonight.
Well, we'd be nowhere without moms. And listen, moms kick ass. Dads are awesome. We're dads, but moms hold the glue together.
Moms are the glue in the families. Yeah, and right. Whenever something goes wrong, let's say you scrape your knee, right? Mm-hmm. Who's got the Band-Aid on them at all times? Probably mom in her purse, right? When you want to chew a piece of gum, this takes me back. It was a piece of spearmint in the bottom of mom's purse, and the piece of gum would smell like the purse, right? Right. But mom always came prepared, and always always the one prepared.
And in my house, my mom would be the first to lay down the spanking too. Don't forget.
My mom would say, "Don't you just wait until your father gets home."
Okay. Right? So you got the dad beatings. I was getting the mom spankings. So she was the authority figure.
Both could dish it out. And again, a little discipline never hurts.
Yeah.
And look where we are today. And our pictures. Someone asked where my picture was on our flyer. That was taken at Canada's Wonderland. I can't remember how old I was in that photo.
No, you haven't grown up since, Kinsman.
I was in a stroller too, or some type of the pushy thing. I was lazy back then too.
Yeah, so it's going to be loves to all women warriors, 1,000%. Warriors is couldn't be more correct than that.
That's right. Janice says happy Mother's to all the mums. Good evening, Mr. Klum, Mr. Kins. Thanks for the awesome Friday night. Yes,
yes.
Janice and Wayne, they were the party troopers with us. Hanging out. I'm going to call it Bartender's Row. We were right there at the bar with Phil Beard and them. We'll
get into that in a bit, but that was an amazing night. But just one last comment about mums. Mums win right off the bat. Can you imagine a man giving birth? Our legs would fall off.
It would not happen.
No, we couldn't. We can barely handle a cold.
When I got into my moose accident many moons ago, that was I forget the summer I hit one, but I was in the hospital getting my thumb stitched up, and I couldn't even deal with the pain from that. So moms giving birth, and I've witnessed both my boys being born, and there's staples that go places where they shouldn't be stapled.
They're tougher.
And then mom is still up, making sure everybody's okay, right? You just got stable in there. They are taking on the task of a million things that moms do.
They're awesome, my dude. All right, so speaking about awesome, we have Vanessa waiting on us. Everyone knows about Vanessa in this community, and it's a pleasure to have her on the show. And she does such amazing work, my friend. Her and her team.
Quilts for Survivors. We're getting messages already saying her quilts are amazing. Tell me more. Let's find out more. Let's bring Vanessa on.
All right. Hello, Vanessa.
Wache, good evening.
Wache. Now, do you agree with us that mums are the best? I assume it's going to be a yes here.
Yes, not just because I'm a mom, but I have the best mom. So it's easy to be a good mom when you have a good mom.
This is true. Well, happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And welcome to Kins and Klomp Live tonight, Vanessa.
Thank you. This is my first live where you can see my face. I've been live on the radio, but never live or you can see me. So this is different for me.
That's right. Well, on the radio, you can fall asleep, roll your eyes.
Nobody cares what you look like or if your shirt's dirty.
Yeah, that's right. Kinsman made a career off no one being able to see his face. And now in the last year,
look at me.
Yeah, now look at him.
They're like, boy, he really did have a face for radio.
Yeah, that's right. Comment. So tell us, so many questions to ask, but Quilts for Survivors. I guess the best way to start is, can you tell, for folks that don't know, tell us a little bit about the group and potentially how it got started.
Well, almost a year ago, in May 26th or May 25th was when Kamloops announced the unmarked graves. There was 215 unmarked graves that were discovered at a former residential school. And in June 26th, I started Quilts for Survivors. I simply asked other quilters, will you make a block? Send me a block. I was looking for 215 plus one blocks, hoping to make 18 quilts. And it just snowballed. It just became this huge project. As you can see behind me, all these quilts are going to Schumacher Public School. There's 38 of them. So that's even more than my original goal of quilts. And I started it because hearing of what happened in Kamloops and knowing that there's other, there's 110 schools, I believe, across Canada. Lots of children attended, thousands of children attended. Many of them did not return home, whether they, passed over while being at school, or they just ran away and no one ever knew what happened to them. I just thought, as an Indigenous mother, I got to do something. I heard of Patricia and her walk of sorrow. I heard of other people canoeing and raising money and doing all kinds of things. And being a single mom, I was like, I can't do that. So what can I do? And I just felt that I had to use my gift, which is quilting, and that I could honor survivors in that way. And in my community, Missinabie Cree, that's something that we've always done. People from our community or people outside the community, we've always honored them with a quilt or a blanket. And I just thought this would be a great way to provide some comfort and support, because having attended those schools, those are their classmates, those are their brothers, their sisters, their cousins. I couldn't imagine what they were going through, knowing what I was going through, and I never had to attend. My great grandparents did, and I wanted to honor their journey through residential school. So here we are today. We've sent over 1,500 quilts across Canada and into the US, because they had some schools as well. And we also have survivors living in the US. And we've received donations right across Canada, the US, Mexico, Australia, Norway, out in Alaska. I know that's still the US, but it's quite far, in Hawaii. So lots of people are getting involved, and it's just phenomenal. Just the amount of support that we've received locally and even internationally.
And you've got a lot of help behind the scenes too. Is it, am I getting this number right? 6,000 people that work for your, or 6,000 that are a part of the group Quilts for Survivors?
That's correct. We have a Facebook group that's going really well. We have over 6,000 people. Some of them are survivors themselves. Some of them are some of our sponsors. And then, of course, we have lots of volunteers. We have lots of guilds across Canada making quilts. We had a bunch of quilts sent from Australia. It's just phenomenal. We have about 20 local people that come out on a monthly basis, or some of them come out weekly to help here at the studio on Spruce Street.
Tremendous. Well, so just a couple of, follow-up questions of, thank you so much for the introduction. So I'm glad you mentioned Patricia. We're friends with Patricia, and she's actually just kicked off the Walk of Sorrow 2022. She'll be passing by our community this summer, so we're very excited. She said something, she mentioned something that really sat well with me last year. And she says, it's easy to get angry. And of course, the residential schools, even Mark and I, who are not Indigenous, my partner's Indigenous, it's very easy to get upset. But she says it's more important to focus on the healing process, because anger can only bring you so far. Does the quilt, because it does carry traditional value in the Indigenous community, does the quilt help bring parts of healing to the families and second and third generations individuals? Is that part of it?
Yes, I believe so. And the survivors have said how much they appreciate their quilts, how they feel the love when they wrap themselves in. If you look on our Facebook group, there's lots of survivors with their quilts, and they just love it. They think just having the support of the country. Truth and Reconciliation has been around for quite a few years, but no one's doing anything. Well, I don't feel that anyone's doing really anything. Like, yes, there's education. You can read a book. But how is that helping anyone by reading a book? Yes, you're getting educated, but unless you do something with that knowledge, you're kind of missing the next step, which is the reconciliation part. And I think that this is a real tangible way to give back to those citizens of our country that have been traumatized by our own government and the church. And I'm sure we're all familiar with the stories. And they have said that to be honored for something they've been so ashamed and humiliated for all their lives is overwhelming.
It really is. And the quilts behind you are just so beautiful. Every quilt, now correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a quilt expert, but every quilt that I see or I've been shown is different. And what I've been told is, these quilts carry personal meaning. So it'd be a color, a pattern, a baby blanket. It's something that represents the individual. Is that really how you start the foundation of a quilt?
Well, yes, sometimes it's your personal preference. You find a pattern, you want to make it, you find them in fabric. These are all different. They're all unique, just like the people that get them. And a lot of we don't make custom quilts. We don't ask the survivor, what's your favorite color? What's your clan? What's your traditions? Those type of things. We just make quilts. And then it seems like a lot of the quilts are falling into the right hands. I think the creator is just guiding those quilts to the right people. And people are like, oh, I can't believe it. My mom's favorite color is red, and there's red on my quilt. We do try to include orange, because that's the color for Every Child Matters. And I thought that would be appropriate. They all get a label. And they're just unique as the people who make them, as the people who receive them.
tremendous, and you have a whole team behind you. So the quilts behind you are for Friday when you go to Schumacher Public School, an event we should say, Mark. We have the honor to be invited by Vanessa
Yes, yeah,
for
we're
the
looking forward
presentation.
to being a part of that presentation.
Yeah.
And again, you said what 38 quilts are going to be
Yeah.
going
So
to these
there's-
students, and
Yes.
they've all got ties, second, third generation survivors of these residential schools.
Yes. So they're all a survivor, a generational survivor. Some of them are in foster care. They're all part of the Cree language class. There's 5 classes at Schumacher Public School. And Cheryl had asked us if we would bring some quilts. So back before Christmas, we dropped off 7. And she said the kids love them. They use them when they're feeling sad. They hug themselves. They wrap them up. But the kids were saying how they want to take them home. I want to take that quilt home. Grandma Cheryl and Vanessa gave me those quilts, and I want to bring them back home. I want to show my mom. And if they're in foster care, they don't have a lot of their own personal possessions. So she asked if we could make more, and I said, "Well, how many do you need?" And she goes, "Let me count my students." And it's just amazing. We were able to get 38 quilts finished and all ready to go. Some of them came to us finished by volunteers from other parts of the country. Some of them just the top part of the quilt, and we finished them here. Some of them the ladies made here as well. So just lots and lots of love in these quilts for these wonderful children.
And they're all different too. Each
They
quilt
are.
has a different piece. It's different creativity that are different meanings, I should say, that are patched into each quilt block.
Yeah, one of them has the Journey Home panel, which was released by Norcott Fabrics a few months back. And then there's just all kinds of different fabrics and colors. So there should be something there for each child. Last time we went, we just held up a quilt, and the kids were kind of hesitant, but we said, just pick one. If one speaks to you, that's your quilt. So then they would come up and they take it. And one guy was like, I want one with blue. And so when we held up the blue one, he ran and he just hugged it. And he wanted that quilt. And for them to take them and claim them is it's wonderful. It's
just amazing. And again, you like there's they're not paying for these quilts. They're getting these given to them. And again, donations for these quilts. Some are asking right now, I just got a personal message. Do you take donations? Which I'm going to say yes, because we put your EMT donation, your email through our chat tonight. How many donations, if someone wanted to donate a quilt, how much does it cost to go through one quilt?
To make a quilt, you're looking at, well, depending on the size and the material you buy and the pattern that you pick, but you're looking at around anywhere from $150 upwards of $1,000, just depending on what you make. And we've had like king size quilts donated to us, so they come in all shapes and sizes. And
right, yeah, of course, and just the quality and the textures. Like this isn't a product you could purchase at a big box store. This is something very personalized, and I say handmade, but these are things that it's like something that you carry on. You'll probably pass it on to your children.
That's the hope, is that they'll keep them and that they'll become an heirloom in their family, and that stories will come, and the survivors will be able to share their stories in a good way, and then get the healing that comes from just releasing all that pain that you've built up over the years. And one gentleman did say that his quilt is now a family heirloom, and he has, I think, 10 or 11 grandchildren. And when he passes over, it goes to the youngest grandchild.
The youngest.
He already has plans for what he's going to do with his quilt.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's probably asking. But did you think, you mentioned when the news came out about the first residential school children, did you think, because I believe you and your team are making a significant impact on people's lives. Was that your goal, or is it just like, when you look back on it going, wow, I didn't realize it would mean so much to people? Or did you feel, because you are Indigenous and you know the tradition, this was going to be something that you can really reach out to help people with?
I just, I didn't actually ask any survivors if they wanted quilts. I just thought I will make them. I will send them to First Nations, and the chief can give them to one of their survivors. That was kind of my plan, because I didn't really want to go up to people like, "Are you a survivor?" And so I just hoped that because it was done in a good way, because we're doing it for a good purpose, and I really felt that the creator was behind it, that I'd hopefully at least get those 18 quilts made. And we had those made a few weeks after we had started. So I never expected the impact. I never expected to become a nonprofit, let alone make more than 18 quilts. Right. And just the impact that it's having on the people who are making these quilts, whether they're Indigenous or non-Indigenous, the people receiving these quilts. And a lot of people are educating themselves on what residential schools were, and even about like the First Nations in their area. So they're checking out, okay, what are the traditions of the people around us, and how can we honor them? Some people are Googling and researching the quilts. There's this one gentleman, I can't remember where he's from, but he went and did this whole research to make sure that his quilt was acceptable to the First Nation that he wanted to present it to make sure that he didn't offend anyone with any animals or colors or anything like that. So a lot of people are really digging into the history of First Nations people and trying to honor their traditions and their culture through the making of their quilt.
Yeah, it's quite tremendous. With, it's how can you explain? Like in 2022, and it's goofy to say this because we're on a social media show, but stuff like technology and video games and video conferences, like all this new technology, we feel it brings us a lot of comfort in life. And Mark and I love doing this, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you forget about the simplistic things can really bring you comfort and joy. And conversations with the loved one, a quilt can bring you comfort. You forget about those things that have been around for hundreds of years because you're more focused on the new massage machine or something like, right, new technology, but stuff has been around for many years because it works.
And quilting isn't a lost art. There's lots of quilting guilds. I'm actually going to Vancouver in June for the Quilts Canada conference. So I have a booth there. Super excited. And the ladies are taking me to Kamloops, and I'm really, really feel honored to be able to go there. And it's just wonderful that a quilt isn't super difficult to make. But the love that you put into it, we smudge all of our quilts. We provide a cleansing on them before we ship them out. Most of them get shipped out through Canada Post. And it's just wonderful, just wonderful. And one survivor who was one of the earlier, I think she got hers in September. So quite early on, she said to have strangers honor us, me and my classmates in such a way, she says, it's just overwhelming. And I never thought about all the people making the quilts and how that would impact them. And it's such an honor to be able to work with so many talented people and to be able to share my love of quilting and my culture and to help my people in such a simple way.
When I look at your Facebook page, I see a whole bunch of people, like mass people getting together to, I use make the quilts. Looks like it's a party going on there. Like,
it is. Yeah, you want to come to the studio on a Wednesday. There's machines humming and people laughing, and the stories that the ladies share is just, it's just awesome. Whether it's a quilt story or a story from their childhood or just some quirky thing their grandkids did or their children, it's just wonderful. It's a really, really fun environment.
Now, where do you set up home base to make all these quilts? Do you have is that out of your basement?
No, we started out in my house, and that soon grew way too big for my little house. And I looked like a quilt shop. Everything was stored in bins and boxes, and it was just crazy. So I work as a bookkeeper, or I was. I'm more down to part-time. But I work, and one of our clients owns property. So Greenland Properties, which is a local company, they gave us a 1,200 square foot apartment. We're upstairs. But we have 3 bedrooms, so my office is one of the rooms, and we have just a whole setup. So the machines are set up all the time. We have a room just for fabric. We have a long arm machine, which is the special machine we use to finish the quilts. And then we have places to just cut the fabric, iron the fabric. And the ladies just love coming here and sewing. Yeah. And everything that the space is donated, and everything in the space was donated. Right down to the computers, like everything. Everything's
That's really tremendous.
Love to see the support,
but
especially
go to
for
the page.
a passionate project that you know. Again, you didn't see yourself. You know, if you could go back to when you first started making these, now opening up into a full nonprofit situation, you had no clue it was going to develop this big.
No, it was just wild. And last year in March, I had just graduated, got my degree in business, and I wasn't planning to run a business of any kind. So to be here, not much, less than a year later, it's
quite amazing. So we have a question and a statement. So first question is, do you take fabric donations?
We do. We like 100% cotton fabric. We take any color, any pattern. We don't take religious related fabric or travel related fabric or school related fabric, which you can obviously attest to, because survivors have asked us not to use that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we take all, we prefer really well made quilting fabric.
One comment here, Mark, I wanted to show you before we get to the other comment for Vanessa. Oh my God, I've already missed it. But Tess said, I'll see you on Friday. So we're looking forward to
awesome.
Tess is going to be at Schumacher Public School with us. And again, that's at 1:35. Are a lot of can people come to that, or is it just a little private school that we've been invited
to? The school is inviting people, and she wanted me to let her know who was all coming. So it's by invitation. But of course, if you follow us on Facebook, there'll be pictures and there'll be information posted there, so you can definitely see what happened for sure.
And there's the comment, Mark, from Eileen.
That's from Eileen Cole. She says, I think I can speak for all Vanessa's volunteers. She has been a tremendous inspiration. We are honored to be a part of this fabulous project. And, I was talking to Jamie tonight, just chatting with you briefly before tonight's show. I said, you're the positivity and the passion behind this project. You can just see how it resonates. And, by comments from Eileen,
Eileen is from Nova Scotia.
Oh, she's from the Nova Scotia. She's part of your team from out east.
Yeah. She actually made me a quilt. She honored me by presenting. She sent a quilt in the mail to me.
Well, isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
Eileen,
I was
you rock. Eileen, tuning in tonight.
Well, this is the other part of it. Like you mentioned, Vanessa, it's not just the building of the quilts, it's the network that you've gained and everyone's gained. It's a network of friends and share laughs and share cries and share experiences.
It's a real community, not just the quilters, because we have lots of people who don't quilt and they're there supporting us. I have people who pay my internet bill. I have a lady who has designed our label. She sends them to us for free. We sent out 1,500 quilts. They all have a label on them, and she's provided all of those for us.
Wow!
When I go to Vancouver for the Quilts Canada, I have about 14 local volunteers that are helping me when I get there. So
you've got an entourage already on the West Coast.
I do.
Amazing.
What we do in that shop, Mar, I think I would sew my sweatshirt to my hat by accident. I would have to be a label maker or something. Like that would be boring for me.
It's got to be quite the process. If we go to your Facebook page, you've got pictures. There's you have pictures of all the quilters. Do they, all behind their machines, rocking out these quilts.
Working hard, yeah. And we also teach. We teach classes. I teach classes about every 3 weeks. The quilt this is one quilt, and then behind it is this quilt, and that's the one that I'm teaching the ladies how to make. So we have ladies joining us from coast to coast. We even had a lady from Chicago join in via Zoom, and that's been a lot of fun. Just getting to meet the volunteers a little bit more personally.
Yeah. So if someone was interested in joining the Zoom teaching lessons, would they just follow the Facebook page? How would they go about to register?
You email me and I'll register you. And there's information on our classes on our website as well.
All right.
Well, let's put that. I'm going to put your website back into the comments there, Vanessa, and we'll get people in there. Your emails are also in there for obviously EMT donations, but reach out to Vanessa and get the details out of the way. There we go. So Quilt for Survivors, click this link. Click that link. They'll get all the details right there.
Oh, we have a hi mom message.
That's my oldest. That's Catherine. She's my tech support. So she helps with all the pictures and she records all the classes and things like that. She's a big help, and she babysits when the kids.
Oh yeah.
That.
Well, it's awesome to have, kids that are tech savvy, because they
yes,
can help you out with all this social media type stuff, right?
Yeah, when the computer doesn't do what it's supposed to, it's called Catherine.
Happy Mommy Day from Mona Lisa Vazon. Happy Mother's Day to all moms out there tonight.
Well, you know what? It's because your daughter, commented, and the other children, it's also it's a teachable moment for your children too, right? And I think it's amazing when parents do that, because everyone says, "Oh, kids these days," and we can joke around, but kids these days are also very thoughtful. A lot of them I know are very mature, and a lot of them, they have drive and passion. And so I'm sure when they see you doing something to help someone, make them feel better, help them heal, that has a big impact on them.
Well, and the name Healing Quilts, that came from my 4-year-old who I was trying to explain to her what mom was doing and why mom was doing it. So I said, well, there was kids that went to school and while they were there, they weren't with their mom and dad, and they got boo-boos. So these quilts are going to help them to feel better. She goes, oh, they're healing quilts for the kids with the boo-boos. So now she's only 4. So she's like, Mom, when can I start working at the studio? And then my 6-year-old, he says the same thing. How soon can I learn to make a quilt? Because I got to make some for those kids with the boo-boos.
Yeah, that's right.
They want to follow in mom's footsteps there. I got a message, Vanessa. The quilt behind you that you're teaching people to make, is that an easier type quilt to get people started into quilts?
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We walk through it step by step. I give you all the directions on what to cut, so you're prepared for class. We record the class, so you have it till the next class, for 3 weeks, and it's not difficult. I've also taught a couple of classes one-on-one. As long as the lady was like, well, how much do I pay you? I said, just make a donation to a nonprofit, and I'll take an hour out of my day and I'll teach you how to make a block, how quilting works. And then my daughter, Catherine, she started me on YouTube. So I have a YouTube channel now, and we're going to start showing how I quilt, kind of using the techniques that I use, because there's lots of quilters out there with lots of information, but she's helping me create that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm going from just being a mom at home with 5 kids to now being all of this with all of these wonderful helpers.
Wow. Yeah. And you love every minute of all the quilts there. Obviously, the tie to the quilts, a bit of a dark spot in Canadian history, but it's nice to see that you've created some positivity out of this, and people are taking pride in your quilts as you are showing your passion and pride behind each one that you make.
Yep.
And enjoying those.
And we're up for a NOVA award. The organization is up for nonprofit.
Really? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's coming up on Thursday night. So we wish you the best. We hope you pick it up.
I hope so. Well, fingers crossed. I mean, the creator knows it doesn't matter. We'll take the publicity.
Well, I nonetheless, it's tremendous what you and your team have been able to accomplish in a year.
We're not quite at a year yet.
Not even a year yet.
No, the year anniversary is what, the 27th? I want to say the 27th.
The 26th. I was saying the 27th of June, but then I went back and looked, and it was the 26th.
Yeah. Kicking some. But were you always because obviously this takes your creative side, sewing? Was this always a passion of yours, or something that you learned recently?
I've been making quilts since I was 9 years old.
Okay.
I'm 42 now, so a little over 30 years. And I love it. I sew at home. All the time. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't sew.
Okay.
So my kids know, and they're picking out, what are you making now? Can I have that one? Are you making it for somebody else?
Right. Yeah.
And it's just something that I love to do. And now some of my older kids are getting involved in making quilts. And
well, I don't know. I don't know if Mark or Vanessa, you remember this, but there was never any sewers in my family. So, when you get the rip in the new jeans, my mom would buy that sticker patch and stick it on my knee. Okay? The patch. Trust me, you weren't treated well by the other kids at school when you showed up with the patch on your knee the next day.
And now kids go to school with the ripped jeans. That like that. That's the in fashion right now.
Yeah, if you don't have enough, you cut a few more.
Yeah. So
someone says it looks like you've been mauled by a bear. That's the new style of jeans now for kids.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're
they buy more holes than jeans.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so we didn't have that growing up. So it's awesome to feel like if you have something like passion, you're passionate about, you're young, and now you're carrying it on. I think that's super cool.
Well, I used to joke around with my best friend, and I used to say, wouldn't it be great to just go to work and sew all day? And it was just sort of a joke because she's a quilter too. And she's like, that would be wonderful. And here I am. I work here about 20 hours a week. And well, I get paid for 20 hours. I work way more than that, but I just love it. It's wonderful to come here and just sit, and I either long arm or I'm doing admin work or I'm out there quilting. It's a lot of fun. And the ladies are just wonderful.
Yeah. Well, you're bringing a lot of joy. You and your team bring a lot of joy to people's lives. And that is amazing. And we're honored to be there Friday. Cannot wait. Yeah, that's going to be, I'm really looking forward to that presentation. And
yes, thank you so much again, Vanessa, for the invite. People asking again, how do I throw donations? Again, you can take EMTs, doesn't matter what they donate, a couple bucks here or there, supplies, it'll help you out. So again, we just put it up there. Your EMT or your email is vanessa@quiltsforsurvivors.ca, and it's just down there in the chat thread tonight.
You might have heard my phone messaging because I'm getting the same questions. I'm getting text messages. Does Vanessa take donations?
We do.
Well, yeah, there it is right there.
Usually it doesn't ding on the show. I have it on silent to put on today. It's like ding, ding, ding. Yeah,
so we take donations of everything. So we take donations of fabric, of thread. We just got a sewing machine, a brand new Singer sewing machine from the Cree and Ojibwe Cree Cultural Center. We take monetary donations, and then we take, sometimes we're buying thread or we're buying a big bundle of batting. Some people send money towards that. All of that is there. Of course, my salary, I'm the only paid employee. Everyone else is a volunteer, which is it's just phenomenal. The amount of people that I've met, the friends that I've made, and it's phenomenal.
Well, of course, you mentioned this wouldn't be possible at this size without the volunteers.
No, we'd probably still be on like 12 to 80 or something. I don't know. It depends. We'd still be having a hard time.
How do we get volunteers, Mark? Vanessa knows all the
6,100. And I'm just going to say this now: when you go to Vancouver, Vanessa, you're going to come back. You're probably going to be 12,000. Like you're going to double your volunteer count when you go out west and come back.
Well, anytime I do an interview or someone shares this story somewhere, then I get an influx of requests for quilts. So that keeps growing. So we have about 800 people waiting for quilts.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And it grows. It grows every day. There's more. My phone keeps dinging, ding, ding, ding. And those are people requesting.
So if you already answered this, I apologize. And I know people request a quilt, but how do they request it? Is it just a message?
You go to the website, right at the top it says request a quilt. You click on the link, you fill out the form, and then you just submit it. You don't get an email reply back, because a lot of people ask that. Do we get an email? No. But if you need help, then I'm there and I can go and check and make sure that Aunt Betty's getting her quilt. And then it takes 6 to 8 months to get your quilt. I think we're near the middle of December. We're honoring those requests right now.
Oh, wow.
And when I had gone on holidays a couple weeks ago, and I came back, and there's a First Nation that's requested 85 quilts for all their living survivors.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
So it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
And that, once again, back to the original discussion, that just speaks to the healing power, or just like, calmness, the positivity it can bring to someone's life.
Well, even just the recognition, to be recognized, to know that you can share your story, because many survivors have shared their story on our Facebook group page, and just to know that someone's listening, that someone hears what you're saying and they care, and just the support, the love, the respect, and the honor that's there. That's given to those survivors who have endured way more than any one person should have to live with.
Yeah. You're couldn't be any more right, Vanessa. Well, thank you. We really appreciate your time, especially on Mother's Day. Appreciate you coming on. But hey, we get to wish you Mother's Day. Yeah, we get to wish your Mother's Day sort of in person, face to face, camera wise, anyways. But we appreciate
such an inspiration. I can attest to all the comments coming through our thread tonight. Yeah, the inspiration that you are providing through Quilts for Survivors is absolutely phenomenal. And again, 6,100 plus people can't be wrong. And you look at your smile, right? It resonates across the country, around the world. These quilts. It's you're going to be doing this for years and years to come. And again,
I keep telling everyone I have to live to be 800. I have too many quilts.
That's right. There you go.
You got the order list there.
800, and then you can retire. It's not bad. You get
It's not bad at all.
Chipping away at it. All right. Awesome. So we'll see you Friday afternoon.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right. Take
care,
care.
Vanessa.
Bye.
It's an amazing story, my friend.
Amazing story. And again, Vanessa Genier, they say, we're the city with a heart of gold. There's proof in the pudding right there. Vanessa, the Chief Executive Officer and CEO and founder of Quilts for Survivors.
Yep.
Love that title.
All right, pal. So that was an awesome story. And here will not be an awesome story for you. Leafs are down 3-0 already.
Uh-oh.
Look at your face.
They're getting their butts kicked right now.
Yeah.
Well, they tie it up going back to Toronto. And I should say this. Remember, there's one person out there that wants this game or this series to go to 7 games is Drake, the singer Drake. He put out $400,000 bet. And if they can hit game 7, he makes, I think, $1.2 million on that series.
Yeah.
Useless information, but it was out there today.
So before we take the sponsors, wanted to recap the weekend a little bit. So Thursday night, I had to rush out and see the new Marvel movie.
And how was it?
Amazing. I wore my Iron Man mask there.
Yeah,
first of all, my son said he was going to wear it, and they say he was just joking. I wouldn't do anything that embarrassing. So then I wore it.
Then you wore it to embarrass him.
Yeah, they're used to me at this point, but yes, amazing theater, top class, best seats anywhere. And then on Friday night, we went to the Full Beard to see Rosewood Avenue, and what a night that was!
What a great night! And again, thanks to everybody who packed Full Beard Brewing. It was a complete sellout. Great to see Rosewood Avenue having their time to shine in front of a packed house. Their family was there, all from all over the place. Matheson, you name it. Val Gagne. It was great to see their family sitting at the front table. Great to see Manitoulin Pizza. If you didn't get a pizza from Manitoulin, oh my gosh, you didn't miss it because Full Beard announcing, or they say it's in the works, they're going to have kits from Manitoulin in their shop soon, where you'll be able to get those pizza kits and store them and have them for a rainy day. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah,
it was an amazing night. And then you went to the circus, so I'm going to post Amanda's comment. So I'm going to ask you and Amanda both. So the circus was amazing.
It was an amazing time.
I don't want to. I know the circus is fun. I like the circus. I want to get right to the nitty gritty. How much did it cost you here with the toys, with the snacks? Because I remember my days. My kids are a little bit older now.
It's over $1, $100 bill easily to take the kids, especially with cotton candy and. They had these lightsabers, like they're pretty good. The circus, it was about 2 hours, and at about the hour midway point of the show, the lights come on, and then, okay, what are they doing here? And then they come out on the mic and say, all right, Mom and Dad, we're going to take a bit of a break here. And they go through all the stuff that's on sale. Here, go get your lifesavers. Go get your cotton candy. Go get your, candy apples. And of course, they don't take Interact there, so it has got to be cash. So you got to go line up at the ATM.
But let's talk about the marketing, because what I remember at about halftime, the announcer speaks to the children. Okay, children, it's halftime, or we're taking a break. don't forget, we have cotton candy. We have the lightable swords. We have everything you want. Just bring your
clever marketing. Yes, my boys wanted to go take a walk, and we did. And we came back with a lightsaber and a bag of cotton candy. And the lightsaber actually comes with a payment plan. That's the good news about the Great Benjamin Circus.
Did you see this? $20 for a large popcorn. And now
I do want to shout out, though, the amazing crew at the McIntyre Coffee Shop. Mark Duciome saw my boys and I. We were waiting in line. He's like, he actually hooked us up with some waters. So the waters were, a nice little added bonus.
Oh, well, all these other kids have these
in between the slushies. Well, no, there were slushies there. We had the slushies, but it was nice to have the waters afterwards.
Okay. I thought all the other kids had the big slushy drinks, and the old Kinsman dad's making his kids drink water, but you got them both. Okay.
No,
you got to be a little
cotton candy too. Thank goodness my little guys are small enough where a bag of cotton candy, you don't have to get one each. We all dived into that.
The circus is fun. Yeah. The circus is fun. I love going there, but I just always love how they talk to the kids. Don't be left out, kids. Everyone has a lightsaber. You need one.
Well, there's a part in the show where, okay, everybody, and they light up all the lightsabers. Okay, who doesn't have a lightsaber? And then and of course, there's like five or six people with those boxes of these lightsabers. Who doesn't have one? Make some noise. And then they're throwing lightsabers all over.
Yeah. Who doesn't have
$20 a pop, right? Yeah. They probably made enough to it's a good way to make a living, and of course that's what those folks do. Sarasota, Florida, that circus comes from. My kids, if you ask my boys, their biggest spectacle was the Wheel of Death, where they had the one acrobat in this, looked like a Ferris wheel thing that keeps spinning, and he's running in this wheel, and of course the bike ball, or the maybe that's the Wheel of Death, or the Globe of Death. But anyhow, motorcycles were in this globe. They start off as one bike, and then it's two bikes, and then three bikes, and then four bikes all in here, and they go and do all those stunts without killing anybody.
Yeah, the bike. Did they have the human cannonball?
Not at this one. No. When they had it at the Sportsplex, they had that in there, but they didn't have the Wheel of Death. So I think when they go to different venues, I think they pick and choose.
Yeah. So anyways, Amanda, you're very much welcome for the tickets, and I'm glad you folks had a good time.
Yes, Amanda won. I know Stefan and Amanda had a good time.
Yeah, Stefan was there. So you mentioned the bikes. If Stefan went, I wonder what his favorite part was. The hamster wheel.
The hamster wheel, that's the bikes. My boys, if you had a circus geared around my boys, that bike exhibit and that performance was probably all my boys would my boys would sit there and watch that for 2 hours straight. And so would I. It's kind of exciting.
All right, pal, you ready to thank the sponsors? And then before we go, I'm going to show you what the result was of my Saturday and Sunday being outside before we go. But you ready to thank the sponsors?
Let's thank our sponsors, yes. And Boost in action, Link North. These folks are amazing. Talking to entrepreneurs in this city. They say, who are those people that you talk to on your show? Well, it's Link North. And of course, you can get in touch with Taryn and Ross over at Link North and check them out. Fill out the questionnaire, linknorth.ca. You will not be disappointed. You fill out that questionnaire and you could get yourself in line for 50% funding contribution toward eligible project costs. And again, the Link North website, linknorth.ca. It takes about 15 minutes to fill out. In DAP Cleaning Solutions, I was taking a drive with my boys yesterday after the circus, seeing a lot of DAP signs on lawns. So Andrewette is keeping busy with her spring cleaning. She's extended it to the end of May. So if you haven't got a spring cleaning booking, give her a call. Free quote, 705-465-3500. And you can also email her and.dapcleaningsolutions@outlook.com. In your downtown Timmins, BIA, this is, I'm going to say, when they say mom's the glue in the family for the families, the downtown Timmins BIA, they're the glue when it comes to businesses and thriving businesses in downtown. If you have any questions about your business, how do I succeed? Where do I go? I want to move to downtown. You give them a call because they just might be able to help you out. And I'm going to say, not maybe, they will. So again, downtowntimmins.ca or .com is their website. And VNM Renovations. It is Justin and Max, 705-372-3832. They're your go-to contractors in this city. Brand new to the contracting world, and they've got some beautiful work to show for it. And again, very busy. So people, lining up their summer and spring projects. So let's get you in line. And again, free quotes. Also wanted to congratulate our winners. They gave away two $50 gift certificates to Timmins Flower Shop over the weekend, just in time for Mother's Day. We had Amanda St. Jean picking up one $50 gift certificate, and Joanne Bougie picked up $50 gift certificate.
Hey, and we have something coming out tomorrow, another contest from B&M. Only if the Leafs lose tonight. Leafs win, we're in a bad mood, and no prize.
Well, let's just say if anybody's in a bad mood, this next giveaway from V&M, again, we're sworn to secrecy, is going to it is really going to put a smile on someone's face.
All right, let's skip it before we slip it like we always do.
Steinberg and Mann, who's graduating? Who are the gents graduating in the year of class of 2022? Grad suit package again. Take these from Darren Taylor and his list here. That's for $350. Suits, shirt, tie, pocket square, belt, shoes, socks, and up to the first $40 in alterations. I guarantee you, if you buy those pieces separately, it's not going to be $350. And again, $350. Get yourself in for a booking and a fitting through their Facebook page or call 705-264-1489 or visit them 25 Wilson Avenue in Timmins. And again, they've been around 103 years. And how about this? Jackpot City gaming entertainment here in the city. Trudy Prue. If you look at those jackpots, the progressive jackpots, one of them has changed. Someone is enjoying some nice loot this Mother's Day weekend. See the icon for the 100 degrees? That was well over $6,000 on Thursday's show. It's now been reset to $34.42. So that means someone's walking around with some good cash this weekend. Jackpot fruit at $44.95. Loads of loot. That one's closing in on $10,000 for a progressive jackpot win. And bath time ducks sitting at $4,023. And again, that was updated as of this morning. And Hillbilly Customs, find them out on Facebook. Firewood, custom decor, and more. And they're wishing all mothers a very happy Mother's Day. That's from their team, Pat, Mona, and family. And again, you can follow them online for all your firewood and custom decor needs. Hillbilly Customs at yahoo.com, and give them a call for firewood. You need to burn some wood for the upcoming camping season. Put your orders in. They're out busy today, delivering I think going through about 6 cords. So let's add yours to the list. 705-372-8190. And Dare Timmins. We are going to be a part of Dare for the next 6 months. Great partnership with them. And again, your little guy is going to be a part of, not so little anymore, he's going to be part of Camp Bickle, which is still taking registrations for that camp in June.
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna have lots of events happening with Dare, and we're going to be sitting down with them actually very shortly, and they're going to be sharing. They got a lot of cool things here because when we get
the Helmet On campaign, which my little guy thankfully was wearing his helmet. I'm just going to say this right now. My little guy, in the transition of training wheels and no training wheels, took a tumble at Gillies Lake over the weekend yesterday, and he was wearing his helmet. A bit of a scrape. Bumped his, upper lip there, but he was, okay, back on. Let's do it again. So again, how about this? The walk for Alzheimer's getting close. Again, before the walk, we should say the scavenger hunt is coming up this Friday. The scavenger hunt, you can register online at eventbrite.com. That's going to be fun. That's Friday the 13th.
That's right.
Jason Voorhees is going to be on that scavenger hunt. It's a Friday the 13th. The Walk for Alzheimer's coming up on the 28th of the month. And again, if you register and fundraise over $2,400 plus, you're in for some great iPads for giveaways. And how about that duck race? This is going to be fun. Yeah. One duck, a floating duck, will win someone $1,500 for first. The second place duck gets in for $700, and the third place duck is $300. But they're running out of ducks, so make sure you get your ducks. They're for sale.
And before, because we're going to be hosting this and announcing the race live, you're going to have to get all your duck puns out of you immediately. Get them out before the race.
I'm going to have to get all my ducks in a row.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
And the 42nd annual Calabrese Night. This is coming up May the 14th. This is coming up on Saturday. So let's get you a ticket for this. Welcome back to Calabria. This hasn't happened in the past 2 years. And again, by the looks of the ticket count on day one, getting close to another sellout at the Dante Club. So get your tickets before they're sold out. Cocktails will be at 5, dinners at 6. And again, come hungry, start your fasting now, because it's a 5-course meal at the Dante Club. Tickets are $70 for the members and $90 for non-members. And again, call today for your tickets, 705-264-3185, or you can email them at danteclub1952@gmail.com. And plant-based Marché. Anybody have the candies? There's some great chocolates that they had, the vegan chocolates. People commenting on their Facebook threads how delicious they are. And again, you couldn't tell the difference between ones that are filled with dairy and ones that aren't. And again, they've got vegan chocolates and, of course, a nice array of other amazing eats. All plant-based. Look at that. They've got sandwiches. They've got the grab and go aisle. They've got soups down there. They've got pasta. They've got cheeseburger lentil pasta, or penne is one of their grab and goes from last week. And again, they've got quite the selection there. 705-221-1755. Go see the Dream Team at 175 3rd Avenue, Timmins. And if you say Kins and Klump sent you, you'll get a bit of a discount from Roxy and her team.
All right, pal, you did it all. So I promised. Okay, so my Saturday and Sunday during the day, I'm outside setting up the outdoor pool. Yeah, and I'm also setting
how did that go, by the way? You said there was something wrong with your hose today. What was going on?
Well, I had to go buy a new hose because I ran over it with the broken snowblower. The broken snowblower sat on it all winter and chewed it up. First, I tried the duct tape solution with the hose, and it made it worse. Like, it was blowing everywhere. So I can
picture the tape on this hose going, okay, hey, turn it on again. Let's see if the leaks, and now it's coming out in 50 different
blasting the neighbors and everything. So, and then I set up the trampoline, but I'm a man of my hats. Okay. I like to wear hats, but a couple times all summer, I'll take my hat off for a day or two just so I don't get a white head. And look at the end result of my head. Can you see it?
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Do you want to insert any red bald jokes there?
Yeah, you're a little bit shiny there. Got to put some polish on that chrome dome there, Klump.
Oh my God. Look away. I'm ugly.
Esta canción te la dedico a ti, la que siempre está junto a mí. En las buenas y las malas, siempre bella y fiel eres tú. Desde el momento en que te conocí, sentí algo que nunca antes sentí. Contigo lo tengo todo, reina de mi castillo eres tú. Yeah. Me levantaste cuando estaba en el suelo, tuviste fe cuando nadie en mí creía. Bebé, tú eres la mujer maravilla, prometo ser tu Superman por toda tu vida. Tu sonrisa me inspira, cuando me tocas todo se me olvida. Tus labios me sanan las heridas, dueña de mi corazón, la que todo lo cambió. Una flor en el desierto y como lluvia bajo el sol. Dueña de mi corazón, contigo todo es mejor. Me calmas las tormentas con la magia de tu amor. Quiero protegerte, ser tu escudo. Quiero regalarte las estrellas. Quiero hacerte feliz, te lo juro. Quiero amanecer junto a ti hasta que yo me muera. Contigo todo es más divertido. Se van las horas sin darme cuenta. Eres como el aire que respiro. Dueña de mi corazón, la que todo lo cambió. Una flor en el desierto y como lluvia bajo el sol. Dueña de Esta canción te la dedico a ti, la que siempre está junto a mí. En las buenas y las malas, siempre bella y fiel eres tú. Desde el momento en que te conocí, sentí algo que nunca antes sentí. Contigo lo tengo todo, reina de mi castillo eres tú. Dueña de mi corazón, la que todo lo cambió. Una flor en el desierto y como lluvia bajo el sol. Dueña de mi corazón, contigo todo es mejor. Me calmas las tormentas con la magia de tu amor. Me calmas las tormentas con la magia de tu amor. Dueña de mi corazón. Esta canción te la dedico a ti, la que siempre está junto a mí. Dueña de mi corazón.